Let us go through some of the usage scenarios with respect to partitioning. We'll also see how to use it effectively rather than just focusing on when to use it. When it comes to partitioning, it is typically used to manage large tables so that tables does not grow abnormally over a period of time. Partitioning is quite often used on top of log tables, reporting tables, etc. If a log table is partitioned and if you wanted to have data for 7 years, partitions older than 7 years can be quickly dropped and it will reclaim the storage that is used by those partitions. Dropping partitions to clean up huge chunk of data is much faster compared to running delete command on non-partition table, and also delete command does not guarantee that the storage is reclaimed even if we delete a huge chunk of data. For tables like orders with limited set of statuses, we often use list partitioning based upon the status. It can be two partitions, one for closed orders and another for active orders, or separate partition for each status. As most of the operations will be on active orders, this approach can significantly improve the performance. In case of log tables where we might want to retain data for several years, we tend to use range partition on date column. If we use list partition, then we might end up in duplication of data unnecessarily. For that reason, we typically prefer range partitioning over list partitioning when it comes to log tables where we want to retain data for several years. Let's load the magic command and also let's create this environment variable called as database URL. Now when it comes to monthly partitioning using list, we need to have additional column to store the month to use list partition strategy. This is how it will look like. Let me drop this table. If you take this, the table name is users_monthly. If you look at this, we have created date and also we have created month. I have defined it as integer, and by running this we will be able to create the table. Then we can add the partitions like this. Also you can see that created month is part of the primary key, because when we try to partition a table with the primary key, the partition key has to be a prime attribute, which means it has to be part of the primary key. That's why created month is included as part of the primary key. This is how you can actually create the monthly partitioning table using list partition strategy. However, you have created month which is derived from created date, which is redundant. By using range partitioning, we can avoid this. So let's understand how we can implement the same strategy using range. When it comes to monthly partition using range, partition strategy is defined on top of created date itself. No additional column is required. Let us drop the table users_monthly. You can see that there is no created month field here. However, as part of the primary key, we have to include this created date field, and then we have to say partition by range created date like this. Once you create the table, to add tables for the partitions, you just have to say for values from like this for each month. So this is the partition for 2016 January. This is the partition for 2016 February. This is how you should be able to implement using range partition strategy on top of log tables. This is quite effective for log tables. Beyond certain period, we can just drop the partitions and reclaim the storage.